it brings us to Jason Whitlock. I don't even know who this cocksucker is or why we should know this motherfucker.
Hey, look,
Jason Whitlock is
hey, look. I'm only gonna allow you to call him a cocksucker, but so many times. It's a lot. It's a lot of times. It's a lot of
but there's
times.
only so many.
There's only so many, but it's a lot.
I'm not.
You not nowhere near that number. But
Well,
I will say this: while we calling him a cocksucker for
Being a cocksucker.
being deserving of it,
here's the
what do
thing.
you call him a cocksucker right now? What do you call him a cocksucker for in this instance?
I'm calling him a cocksucker because he called D.L. Hughley a cocksucker, so I would knew it was on the table. Pause. But what I am now currently affirming offenses at this nigga about is because he said this whole Tyre Nichols situation is because of black mothers, single mothers.
Oh wow!
All the
Single mother syndrome.
of all the fucking fuckery I
Wow!
have ever heard.
Wow! That is a hot take.
Hold on, now I just gave a hot take on this that it was systematic of assimilation syndrome, and that was far out in itself. But it's very clear that black police officers have a very us versus them mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was pulling from. But this cocksucker, because these niggas.
That's one more. 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 I just want to let you know, but you ain't nowhere near close to your total. Though you got plenty of room.
Single black mother syndrome is the reason that these officers felt so offensive to Tyre in the beginning, and further still that they were being policed by a single black mother.
Hey, look, Aaron lies.
Cocksucker.
Whitlock.
Cocksucker. He say that motherfucker because they have a single. I don't even know if the lady is single or have kids.
I don't know. I don't know either, but I get it. I get how the culture of it's okay. What they doing ain't wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with what they doing can breed the result of them going to the extent of beating a man to death because they've been coddled along the way or been excused along the way. It's okay. It's all right. Nah, they ain't mean it. It wasn't like that. Let me tell you what happened. It was because that happens. Will but that is a thing.
I would agree if we didn't see so many instances where black cops weren't afforded that very same veil. And I think black cops know that. They know that above all, that they aren't afforded this veil. So for them to that doesn't fit with the narrative that he's trying to put the coddling on, because maybe it was a very small window. I think it's a very, very small window where black cops felt equal to the blue shield. And I don't even want to say white cops, but
the white cops is on his.
No, they don't. I don't think they ever felt equal to white cops. What they do felt like they could use that blue shield, and I don't think that's equal to white cops.
The blue shield is equivalent to the
white cops have blue shield plus whiteness too. That is a thing, bro.
The blue ain't no. That's the thing. Only until you get to ain't no such thing as blue shield plus blackness. Blackness plus blue shield gets you nothing. But think about it.
Cops are aware of that. They feel that separatists is all I'm saying. We may not see it. They feel that separatists, that there's a division between them too. We, as outsiders, just view that blue wall that they stand behind. But there's another wall that they are also cognizant of back there. Hey. And that plays into a part of their decision making.
Hey, who ain't aware of that? I've been aware they treat you like shit when you get back there too. Fam, you saying this shit to me. You saying this shit to me right now. But when you get over there, when you go to the break room, they saying all kinds of shit to you. Not necessarily to you, but you definitely hear the jokes. You definitely hear the racist ass bullshit they say. I know you hear it. I know you hear it in the locker room. And you so petrified you can't even say shit because you pussy.
And I think it was a very small window where Riggs and Murtaugh rode in the same car together equally. I think that window has passed, and I think they're cognizant of it. So I'm not so willing to side with this cocksucker Whitlock that's coddling syndrome, because that's what that would have to be from. He would have to relate those two things together, them behind the blue wall and the black mother coddling, to conflate that line of thinking. I don't think they receive that same type of coddling.
Even if it is not necessarily applicable to this specific instance, in this specific incarnation of its instance, that still exists though. That coddling of,
speaking of this cocksucker number 12. I'm just speaking of this cocksucker right here. What he's talking about.
I get it, but
in this particular situation.
But hey, two things could be true. Two things could be true. Two things could be true at the same time. It could be a microcosm of it being okay for cops to brutalize black people, and also this cop was explaining away and making excuses for these motherfuckers the entire time because they my babies can't do nothing wrong. Nah. What you say? He killed 37 people. Nah, not my Damien. Nah, not my Damien.
First I heard of this lady, it was when he brought it up. So I don't know what she said. Me personally, I haven't heard anything in defense or
all I know is she went from one department in a completely different state that was nefarious for this thing, and then she goes and gets to be in charge of an entirely different department in an entirely different state
that does this thing.
It's just at a point I gotta recognize the pattern, or
they
stupid.
say a Los Angeles narcotics officer was killed, sir. You say the bitch is motherfucking Lonzo? Give me the bitch. Shit gets deeper.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just not in the mode of excusing the behavior, and I think it needs to be called. And it at the very least, if you don't call the behavior, you can't champion the action that you know is false.
And I agree with that sentiment, but you know how detrimental accusations can be to us. So I think I would like us to put in a little more due diligence before we say that just because A plus B. We don't know. She came from an area that was known for that. It happens here too. She could be responsible for it. She could have been trying to clean it up.
No, I think she started that unit up there. I don't think that unit existed before she got there.
Celia's a bitch, but that don't make Jason Whitlock less of a cocksucker.
Hey, look, Celia bitch, Nettie cool, or vice versa. I don't know.
Don't make fucking Jason Whitlock or what he say horseshit. I don't think that these black cops are suffering in this situation, this instance, from black mother syndrome.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Jason Whitlock picked the right motherfuckers to throw his aspersions at. Because I don't give a fuck about these individuals. In the slightest. I have not a modicum of care for them. Fuck all 5 of them motherfuckers.
But he's not necessarily casting.
Actually 6, but definitely all 5 of y'all, because y'all worse.
Yeah, they are considerably worse because what the fuck was y'all ego? Like, I know cops. I know black cops, and I know that they may not hold each other's feet to the fire, but they'll pull a motherfucker back. At least the ones that I know will pull a motherfucker back. Like, hey, bro, I don't want to be involved in this.
Hey, look, assuming the rumor, the gossip is true. Assuming that is true, how the fuck do you convince 5 other individuals to to participate in this bullshit.
Here's my thing.
Even if you ain't want to kill him.
Here's my
even
thing.
if you ain't want to kill him. If you want to go fuck him up off the clock, fam.
But here's my thing. If that is in any way true, this shit had to be a crime of coincidence, a crime of convenience, because he wasn't the nigga that pulled him over.
Hey, look, I say you put it past the white boy to be in on it. I'm not.
So what you trying to say? The nigga saw him in his car and called the other white boy?
No, the motherfucker said, "Hey,
ever see this?
Hey, what's up, boy name again? Because I ain't gotta make a fake name up. We got his real name. What's his name again?
Tyre Nichols.
No.
Oh, Preston Hip Hill.
Preston. Hey, Preston. Hey, yo, Preston. You over there on West Calgary Road, ain't you? Yeah. Hey, look. If you see this car come through, go ahead and pull him over for me.
I didn't think that far. Yes.
XO Alpha Niner, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's plausible. That's very plausible. That would also explain why they were all there by the time this nigga hopped out on the motherfucker.
I know the traps over here. I'm on the beat. We was in the meeting 2 hours ago. I know where he finna be at.
You will be a dirty ass cop. You ain't shit.
So hey, look, when you see that one roll through, go ahead, let me know. We gonna be in the area already. I know the motherfucker getting off. I know he getting off about 11:15. Already know where he stay.
I know where the nigga work. Work with my bitch.
That's how you know the schedule. That's how you know what time the motherfucker get off. That's how you know everything about everything needed to set this man up.
Yeah.
Everything.
Crazy. That shit's crazy. And this nigga Jason Whitlock, like I said, shit that the aspersions he cast, I'm not talking about him on a motherfucker. Fuck these niggas pose. But again, he's bringing the fact that Tyre called for his mother. He was casting a wider net than just at these cops.
I didn't hear him say. I didn't hear his thing either. Full disclosure, I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, he was casting a wider net than just at these cops. He was talking about black single mothers in general and how they raise black men and being.
And do you not see an issue with that though?
I don't see a blanket issue with that. No, being a black man and raised by a single mother, and
right,
black men raised by single mothers that are all good guys. I don't know.
I know you can know individuals that were raised. You can know anomalies.
It's not an anomaly.
But when hey look, and I'm just they bring up the statistics.
Well, not statistics. I want to bring up philosophy because this all is philosophy. Let's bring up a perfect world if they were all two-parent households and the shit was still happening. See, it couldn't be. It could only be pointed to the absence of fathers because there are absence of fathers there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It doesn't mean that one thing precedes the other. It's just there. It's just a thing that's in all these cases. That doesn't mean that that's the cause of this illness.
So the commonality isn't necessarily the cause, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I think you're thinking too hard about the problem, and I think that the commonality is definitely the cause. I think that the absence of fathers from homes is detrimental to the home. I think that you can't. I think that a woman can raise a man successfully. Yes, it can happen, but we're talking about the overall general population, generalities of the situation. Do I think that if I had to put my money on it, would I think that the outcome of a single mother raising a boy would be successful? I'm not putting my money on that. And the statistics bear that out. They say that the most successful outcome for children is in a two-parent household. And I think the study was about children that went to jail. And what they did was they looked at the numbers of children that went to jail from two-parent households, and they looked at the number of kids that went to jail from single mothers. And the single mother led households, the kids went to jail a lot more. Now, the caveat that the interesting thing about that experiment was that they looked at the single fathers, And what they found was that the single fathers rate of keeping their kids out of jail was very similar to the two-parent household, while the mother-led single mother household was all the way down here. The single father and the dual parent household is up here. So that lets me know that there is an issue structurally with single mothers raising kids. That's a problem.
I can't debate that fact, but it's too broad of a subject based on what we're talking about. We're talking about these cops and their behavior towards black men towards each other.
Yeah.
Like I don't put that on single mothers.
But at what point do we? But at what point? At what point do we look at how we're raising our society? At what point do we look? At what point do we start to look at this kid in the third, in the fourth, in the second, in the first, in kindergarten, and start to identify the issues that this boy got now? I see kids right now in kindergarten that have issues that I know could be rectified if they had more structure in their home environment. That you know could be that you absolutely, but you know that their house is fucked up. You know their house is in disarray, and then you see how the kid acts.
All right, and before you get to that, you can get to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 other things that is a bigger hindrance than
Like what?
single mothers.
Like what?
Like, let's see.
Lack of
Income,
programs.
lack of
What?
income.
Lack of income, lack of nutrition. It's a
Hey,
lot
look,
of
hey,
shit.
look, hey, look, hey, look, hey, look. A father in the household would alleviate a lot of those situations. I'm not advocating for mothers to be single. That not at all. I'm not putting the burden necessarily on the mother. I'm putting the burden on that situation on both parties. The single motherhood is not the fault of the single mother necessarily. It's the fault of the parents that mother is single raising that kid. I'm not just blaming her. I'm not trying to put all that weight on her, but I'm saying that the actual outcome, the actuality of the situation is that if there is just a mother in the house, that is not ideal, and we need to get to the root cause of it. We need to get to the solution of it. We need to put two parents in the house.
All right. I feel.
Period. I mean, how we fighting that?
Hold on. I got a
SOT.
perfect compromise. Since once again we're not fucking saying something too dissimilar. We're just having a problem with semantics. Let's stop saying single mothers and start back saying absence of fathers. That would suffice both sides.
I'm cool with that.
There you go.
Absence of fathers absence of fathers is the problem.
Is the problem, not single mothers. The absence of fathers.
The absence of fathers is the problem. We could say the problem from any position, and I'm fine with it because it gets to the overall goal, which I have which is solving it.
There you go. But
the father needs to be back in the house.
But I don't think that was Jason Whitlock's point of saying single motherhood, and that's what started this conversation.
Hey, look, if it starts this conversation and we get to the resolution, I'm okay with it. If you are identifying the problem and I don't like the way you identified the problem, then I can't take umbrance with you. My umbrance is with the problem and the fact that it exists. And if you want to say single mothers are an issue in our society, and you want to juxtapose that with saying that absentee fathers are the problem, I'm perfectly okay with saying that it is two sides of the same coin.
Right.
However, why the fuck are we saying
talking about? We need
right?
What Jason Whitlock says.
Hey, look, fuck Jason Whitlock.
Because
Jason Whitlock.
Because that coon ass motherfucker, what he is claiming to be the problem, isn't the problem in this situation.
I think you can identify a world that exists in which the actions of these individuals are not. I don't know. 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 I don't know.
The problem with his language is we don't know who was fucking missing a fucking father. All we have.
I don't know if any of them were missing a father.
That's the thing. All we had was the man crying for his mother in his dying moments. That's all we have, and that spurred this cocksucker's thinking to that all of these people were from single mother households.
Well, that wasn't what I thought. I thought he was
talking about Jason Whitlock.
Right. And look, when I initially heard about the Jason Whitlock shit, let me tell you the whole thing. I heard that he said that, and I was like, that motherfucker, how would he say that about that man? And then he go try to blame that guy for that situation. And in the group chat, they were saying that they were saying that their interpretation of it, that he was skewing it towards the police chief, and her treatment of these officers is indicative of that same single mother household led mentality, where I'll make excuses for the bad behaviors of my kids, of these individuals going forward, until it's just I'll excuse it until it gets to be untenable, and they go out and they kill somebody.
But
Oh,
he
if
had
I've been
oh
making
if
excuse
that's if
after
if
excuse after excuse after excuse. Now this motherfucker kill somebody. Now you gotta fire them, or you gotta be like, okay, he should be in jail. But you've created the situation, the environment in which this motherfucker has flourished into full-fledged
and we
murderer.
could have took it.
if
We could have took it like that because in that point it would have been completely conjecture and hyperbole. He tried to make it a statistical fact by pointing out this man crying for his mother on this side of the fact, and then the woman at the helm on. He tried to relate those two facts and make it a single motherhood.
Hey, look, that's
That's what we.
nutty.
That's all
That
I'm
that
talking about.
that's not
but
that's nutty. That's nutty. And I didn't know that's what he was trying to do. What again? And hey, look, and maybe I should watch some of this shit for myself, but don't. I definitely don't want to. And every time somebody tell me some shit about what the motherfucker said, I'm gonna form my opinion. But like I said, if he's trying to blame the way that victim was raised for the way that he was murdered,
He tried to relate it
then
to him
he's
being three
ridiculous.
doors down from his mother's
He's
house. I'm like, what the
ridiculous.
fuck did
but
that have to
That's
do with
but
ridiculous.
but
That's
but but if even if it's going back at the angle of the police chief protecting these goddamn officers, that's even more bullshit because this happens 100% of the time. It just so happens that 99.5% of the time it is a male that is overprotecting these officers doing this bullshit, and the one half of the 1% time that it happens to be a female, all of a sudden it's a single mother issue. Fuck that.
It's a single
That's
black mother issue.
right, exactly. The 0.5% chance that this shit happens, and there is a black woman that so happens to be the police chief, then now all of a sudden it's a single mother issue. But what about the 99.5 times where it's either a white male or a black male
hey, look, it's also
doing
fucked
the
up.
exact same
It
shit?
it's also fucked up. Um, can we get to the point though, in the conversation, in the
Fuck
discourse?
this cocksucker was the
Hey,
point.
look, hey, look, hey, look, hey, look. To the point where we do this. Fuck this cocksucker. Hey, look what he got a point though about that. Even though that wasn't his intention, that wasn't his aim. But just acknowledge the value in the thought.
We
Even
don't
if
acknowledge it. It
huh?
doesn't exist
It
because there's
doesn't.
men doing this. It isn't absentee.
Hey, look, hey, look, hey, look, hey, look. However you want to turn it on his ear, that's fine. But we're acknowledging the issue. That's what I'm saying. Let's acknowledge the issue. Let's not lose sight of the issue. However you want to frame the issue, frame it. But the issue is still persistent.
No, because
It is.
why are you bringing up something that we all know is a problem?
Because
And
it's still a
and the
problem.
nigga, why are you bringing up some shit that we all know is a problem into a situation that has literally nothing to do with that problem?
That
Like,
ain't talking about
hey,
the
if
problem.
I'm
He's
not
talking about the problem that is there. He's jumping. He's passing the single motherhood. He's just on the problem of these officers being coddled, which we could talk about. But we need to take it out of the realm of single motherhood. Is the only thing I'm saying, because that was a wildly obtuse statement to make. Because no, I can
Okay.
explain what the
Okay.
correlation is, but it
Okay.
doesn't fit.
Okay.
In
Even
like
if
you
you want to
said,
remove it from this situation. Okay. So can we talk about it now then?
we could definitely talk about a lot. Now we all on the same page, and you're just talking about the thin blue shield. We all
No,
looking
no,
at it.
not the thin blue shield. I know the thin
No,
blue
he
shield
wants
is.
to talk about the issue of there being single mothers
Oh
because
shit.
you have failed for it.
Oh goddamn.
Fell for what? Fell for what? Fell for what? Fell for what?
Oh
Failed
no.
The
I'm
opportunity to
back
solve a
out.
problem in my community, as opposed to the
as
opportunity to
opposed to
solve,
the problem in your community.
as opposed to solving the problem of police brutality. I don't
Mhm.
think we're going to solve police brutality until we solve the problem in our community. If we don't fuck with us, if we don't heal, if we don't solve our shit, we're never going to get their foot off of our neck. You're not going to do it. You're just
What,
not going to. I can't. We can't fight each other and them at the same time and be
what
successful.
discussion? Hold on,
But
because
you
I'm
are
the
literally
retard. Hold on, I'm the retard here. What the fuck discussion are we having right now? The lack of fathers in the black household or police brutality?
Oh
Because
no,
these are two
the
totally
the
separate.
I said okay. Let's move past that.
The police brutality.
Yes.
fuck police brutality.
No,
Continue
not
kicking
fuck.
our ass.
No, not fuck. No, not fuck police
I just
brutality.
want
It
to
is
know
an
which one
issue.
we moving
It is
past.
definitely an issue. Are we going to solve that right now?
I just want to know which one. You said moving
And
past that. You didn't say
right,
which one we moving
moving
past.
past that, and I went on the further state. I don't think that we can solve the issue of police brutality until we solve the issue of us against us.
We can't solve asking
We
people out
can't, hold
there.
on, we cannot fight each other and them at the same time.
But you
Do you think that's possible?
you
No, just answer the
you
question. Answer the question on
nigga.
its merit. Answer the question. Answer the
No.
question on its merit.
No, but he got your ass doing that shit. Exactly that shit. By saying, hey, don't worry about police whooping y'all ass. Y'all ain't got no daddies. Ooh, shit, we ain't got no daddies.
We
Fuck them
don't.
whooping our ass. We gotta find out why we ain't got no daddies.
Look,
Having daddies are better. We all fucking know that. However, I don't think the solving the problem of single parent household and two parent households is going to stop them from whooping our ass because when
how
we
do you
had my nigga, you diatribe for 98 minutes straight.
diatribe? Go ahead. But after you diatribe, how we stop them from whooping our ass?
Oh shit, we stopped them from whooping our ass by focus on stopping them from whooping our ass. Not them us having two parent households is not going to stop them from whooping our ass. History has shown that. History has shown that because in the 60s when we had two parent households, 50s when we had two parent households, they were still beating the shit out of us.
Hey,
So when we started, so now that the system has fucked up our households and broken us into single parent households, they continue to whoop our ass. And when they whooping our ass, we say, "Hey, y'all stop whooping our ass. Shut up and get a daddy." And now we gotta sit here and argue with each other while we ain't got no daddies, instead about the fact that when we had daddies, they was still beating our ass.
wait. But see, now you got me on this nigga side. It was a different time. We
It
need
wasn't no
those
different
daddies
time.
back now. No, they did it. They just what systematic means. They fucking did it piece by piece and got us here. And now, like, all right, well, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So we gotta acknowledge that we can't put the cart before the horse and not acknowledge that these things, who's ever doing, are a detriment. We
Yes,
gotta know that
they
who's ever doing it is a detriment. Now, if that fucking conflates to police brutality, who the fuck knows? But if we're just having
does
the
it.
discussion, if it is a detriment, we can have that discussion in isolation, in a monolithic sense that yes, it is a detriment, not in relation to anything else, but in itself, it's a detriment, and that should go without saying. What
It
can we do to fix it? Let's have the discussion, but let's be clear that it's a detriment to that in itself.
It is, yes, it is a detriment. We all know that. As you said, that
Right,
goes without saying.
right.
However, this particular detriment isn't going to stop that problem. So when we're bringing up this problem, don't mention this detriment as a fucking cure to that problem.
Here.
Hey, 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 hey. How do we as a people get the police to stop whooping our ass?
I don't fucking know,
Okay,
but I know having,
can I,
but
can I, can I,
but
can I,
we,
can I, can I, can I,
but
can you don't know. Just
let me
leave it at that. Okay, my
no,
bad.
let me
You
answer the
would have been.
question.
There was more of an answer that I don't know.
Let
Okay,
me answer the question. I don't know, but I do know that history has shown that us having daddies ain't gonna stop that.
You know
okay.
how having
All right,
daddies can
all right.
help?
Hold on.
Daddy's putting us in
Hey, look,
soccer programs and not outside getting our asses whipped.
man. Hey, look. I just want to be serious for a second and get through it, and we can be done with it, and we can have the jokes. I'm in school. I just want to get the point out because y'all was letting me. I was letting y'all talk. So if you want to enact change, you have to have power. Do we disagree?
No, we don't.
Okay. What is the best way we can start to establish power
In this system,
in
Daddies?
this system? In
we
this,
can't.
no,
I'm
we
all
can't.
ears now. Daddies?
We
I'm
can't.
all ears.
We can't without numbers. We need
We can't.
numbers.
How do we get those numbers?
Daddies? When do we get back to daddies? Never
We
Increasing
woke
the
get
up to daddy.
population.
increasing the population. How do we increase the population?
One daddy. That don't take all of the daddies. Name
Hey, look,
something.
no, motherfucker. Hey, look, just be serious for a real quick second, please, damn, y'all, because I just want to walk through it because we can do this quick. It's already
Here's a
fucking
All
twelve
right,
serious.
forty one. Man, Joe,
Okay.
we need a majority of the people.
we need the majority of the people. All right, cool.
Hmm.
The way we get the majority of the people is by producing strong nuclear families.
I don't agree.
That is how we. I mean,
That
what
excludes gay
okay.
people. That
Huh?
excludes
I'm
a lot.
excluding them. I'm
I
excluding
think we need
them.
them.
I don't. Hey, look.
We
Hey, look.
do.
Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, look. Y'all can say that all y'all want.
We're saying it. Well, you're having a
All
Cool.
conversation.
Cool. You
Conversation.
asked me a question.
Oh, all right.
I'm
I'm
giving
sorry.
you
You're
my.
right.
What the
You're right.
fuck?
You're right.
right, all
What the
right,
fuck?
all right.
You're right. I apologize. I was just
I
flabbergasted.
asked y'all for y'all answer. Y'all said I don't know all
Nigga,
of
I
the
didn't know
board.
you was gonna eliminate
Then when
two
I started
persons.
giving me a when I started giving my answer,
I didn't know
motherfuckers
you.
got all these things. But what we need, no, we
Hell
need
yeah.
this, and that.
I didn't
The,
know
Hold on,
you
hold on,
say
hold
the
on, hold
shit
on.
you need when I'm asking you a fucking question.
We
didn't know you was
apologize and
eliminating two
gave you the
persons.
floor.
Oh, okay, appreciate it. Thank you. My bad.
We didn't
I
know
was
you
on
was
my
gonna
soapbox.
eliminate
I
two
was on my
thirds of
I was
black
on my
men.
soapbox. And not eliminate them, no. But what I'm saying is that we need strong nuclear families. We need the people that are making the babies. We need the men that are out here sleeping with these women to have the fortitude to say, I'm not gonna make all these unwed mothers. I'm going to change the narrative and not make my prowess as a man be based on the amount of women that I can sleep with. I'm going to change the way that I behave. I'm going to change the way I act. I'm going to move with respect for myself and for other people, my people in particular. I'm going to respect my women. I'm not going to sit out here and act like I'm more of a man by making more of my women whores. That's what we stand on. We stand on I'm more of a man because I've had sex with more this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman.
Um,
All we are
um,
doing is making more women.
um,
I just want to
Wait.
interject into
white
this
people do the
one
same
point.
shit.
No, I ain't even talking about that. I just want to. We talking realistics, right? Logics, right? Statistics, right?
Mm-hmm,
And you're talking about increase, correct?
mm-hmm.
So, do you realize? Are you insinuating that Nick Cannon should have all 12 of his kids by one woman, or that
Yes.
these kids just don't exist?
No,
Because that's a decrease, and you know that's 80% of the diaspora is
I'm
like that.
what I'm
Your
saying is
Thug got 10 kids.
what I'm saying
Buchanan
is
got
what
10
I'm
kids.
hold
Scotty
on,
Pippen got 10 kids.
Joe. What I'm saying is that just one man having a bunch of random kids with a bunch of random people is not the way. I've started it off by saying
I'm
traditional
saying,
nuclear families.
right.
I started off by saying that, right?
But what I'm asking you I'm furthering your question.
How?
I'm asking you. This is what we got, though. You said nuclear families.
Yes.
So we're just going to eliminate 80% of the diaspora and just start from
No,
there.
why are you talking about eliminate? Ain't we got to kill nobody,
This
y'all?
is what's happening. Nick Cannon got 10 kids by 8 different women. So are you going to say him and Mariah too is the only to get to stay? And from that point,
No, I'm not saying nobody had to go. I'm saying from this moment on, start a motherfucking new, more pattern of behavior. What the fuck are you not getting? We ain't got to get rid of nobody. We got to change our mentality. What the fuck are you not understanding? What the fuck?
we knew that. I thought we knew that. I thought we was in fairy tale land, but we knew that. You gave us nothing. What is your clue to get us there? We know that.
I gave you the clue. Change the narrative. Stop putting the onus on manhood being about your sexual promiscuity. That is a problem. We are creating whores of our women. And don't tell me that white people do it too. I don't give a fuck about what the person that is 12, 13 laps ahead of you doing. They can celebrate. They winning. Let them fuck up. We can't follow in the path of fucking up to catch up. That'll never work. And it hasn't. All it does is work to exacerbate the gap between the two. And that's all that has happened. The wealth of black people in this country has gone down.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's because we are, as you're saying, treating our women like whores.
But you can look at it and talk and look at the numbers. As the number of single mothers goes up, the amount of black wealth goes down. What are we talking about? Yeah, I see Nakia Collins, like I'm a screen small now. Nakia, yes, it's always been down. It's always been lower than comparatively to the other people. But we're lower comparative to what we were then. Now we are regressing. We're regressing. We used to have more money than we have now. We have to attribute that to something, or else we just gonna get less and less.
You know what I attribute this shit to? What that you said right now in 444, when Jay-Z said, "Buy back the block." No shit. How?
What do you mean? How? How was it so hard? I'm not even asking you to buy back the block. I'm asking you to control your dick. What the fuck you mean? How? You can't control your dick? That's too fucking hard. That's too fucking hard for you to tell your son not to go out here and make a slut out of these women.
They're telling
That's
us
too hard.
They're telling us.
Are they? Are
Yeah.
they? Are they? I don't think they are. I don't think everybody is. And you can say that, but I'm sitting here in schools with these children listening to them talk, and they're not being told these messages. They are not being. This is not being drummed into their heads at home. They don't think that it is okay to be a virgin right now. They think that I'm supposed to be out here fucking in the 7th grade. It's 6th graders out here having sex. It's 5th graders out here sneaking off to the bathroom trying to fuck. That is a problem. That's not right. And we are instilling these values in our people through our music, through our television. These kids can quote the motherfucking songs better than you. You think they don't understand them shits?
I can't have that conversation with you because I come from a household where I did the exact opposite of what my mama said once I left the house. Now you postulating they learned this in the home, and I disagree. Biggie went on the roof and changed his clothes and went back down to hustle, bro. None of us got these messages in.
Hey, look, Biggie Pops was there, or was he with his mom's?
You just said the shit was coming out of the house. Pick a struggle, nigga. God damn.
Pick a struggle.
I just gave you multiple examples of how it's not coming out the house. Which argument do you want to have? It didn't come out of my house, and I went in there. I went outside and did the exact opposite of what my mama said. Biggie tells you how he got his
man.
He went on the roof and changed clothes. His mama wasn't for none of that shit. She didn't teach him none of that shit. It didn't come from his household. So what you postulating right now, I have no evidence to refute.
Cool. Don't have none of that evidence, but out of a class with 27 individuals, and I have 25 report cards still sitting there at the report card pickup. The fuck we talking about?
My mama didn't come get my report card either. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. This is why I'm asking you for solutions, not to describe.
I'm telling you the
Oh no.
solutions. Go pick up your kid's report card. Know your kid's teachers. Talk to your kid's teachers. Know what your kid is doing in school. Don't trust that your teacher gave your kid an A, that your kid deserves an A. Be investigative in your child's process. Be present in your child's life. Don't create whores out of women. Don't
Maybe
do
I'm
those things.
speaking.
And even if you failed at it before, strive for better later.
Maybe I'm
Even if
speaking.
you did that shit as a kid, don't be going up like, hey, yo, look, I did that shit, so my kid got to do that shit too. Want better for your kid. Want your kid to not fall in the same pitfalls and make the same mistakes that you did when you was young and dumb.
Maybe I was speaking too fast. So I didn't learn it in the household. I went outside and did the exact opposite. So I just assumed they as well. Again, we know your pitch meeting. We agree on all of that. How do we get these women who know this shit already to do that? That's what we asking you.
Teach your sons. Tell the people. Tell the
How
other.
do we get
Tell
to
the
the
other.
no? How do we get to the teach sons?
No. Teach your sons. Listen to the rest of it. I wasn't done talking. Teach your sons. When you have friends that are over there that are doing the dumb shit, call them out on it. Say it to these motherfuckers. Stop hanging around with ain't shit people. If you a ain't shit motherfucker and you were about something motherfucker, you shouldn't be hanging with ain't shit people that ain't trying to change and not be shit. You need to separate yourself. Hey, look, and I ain't saying that you necessarily got to cut them off. Let me take a step back. You ain't got to necessarily cut them off, but you have to make a distinction between yourself and them. You have to be the example that they need to follow, even if they don't follow it. But you have to conduct yourself in a way that is upright and hey, look, whatever.
The way that all the upright people are already conducting themselves and that the people aren't following. We got it. How do we get the people who aren't doing that?
Hey, look, you keep asking. I don't know.
That's what we need to
beyond what I said. It. I gave you everything I had, and you shitted on it. Fuck it. I got nothing else. You keep asking me what you got. What you keep asking me? What can you do? I keep giving you thing after thing after thing after thing, and you keep saying, well, what can you do? You ain't gave me nothing to do. I gave you a lot of shit to do. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. That's cool. You ain't got to. These just my opinions. I don't even know if this shit gonna work.
No, you keep giving us all the same shit we already have.
What we have? No, we don't. Motherfuckers don't call people out. Niggas don't call nobody out on shit. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't.
You call out.
Yeah, you can call out.
When you call people out, they call you paranoid.
All right.
That's all I do is call people out on their bullshit. You can't say that to me.
Hey, look. I'm not talking to you individually.
No, I know. What I'm saying.
Okay, all right. But you responded individually. I'm talking to the diaspora. Of course. Hey, look. If it's just you that's doing it, if it's just you and me that's calling if it's just you and me that's calling motherfuckers out, it'll never change.
I'm speaking for.
I'm not talking to you.
Now. I'm speaking for the diaspora, like you speaking to. I'm speaking for.
Speak for.
How we hear you, Jacques. We got your message. How do we convince the ones that don't? Because that's
you ain't got to convince them. You got my message, and you do it. You do it.
You need to hear it. We already doing it.
We ain't already doing it. We ain't. Look around. Look around. If we were doing it, we would be seeing the results of it. We're not doing it. Not in any large part. I'm not gonna sit here and a bunch of motherfuckers tell me that they're doing it. I'm not. Don't tell.
Already counting. How do we teach the other people who can't count?
I know they told you.
No, you didn't.
I did. You just said they need to
count. They need to know how to count. No, John, I agree. We all know that we all need to know how to count. We've learned how to count. The four of us that know how to count, we know how to count. We know we need to know how to count. That's not our issue. We need to know how to teach these other ones how to value counting. That's what you haven't addressed.
We know we need to teach the other ones.
How do we get them to change?
You change by showing them. You change the
God
ones who
damn,
know
we
how.
already
The
changed
ones
ourselves.
the
You
ones
keep
who
saying that we
know.
haven't, but keep
The
saying
ones
that.
who know be an example. That's why they say it takes a village. That's why the kid said it takes a village. The ones who know lead by example. That's ABC that we've learned since
But
kids. You lead
that's
by
in
example.
talk. But in practice,
Just the ones
people
who
will
know.
huddle in their
No,
wrongness
that's
and
not
try to
true.
huddle
That's
in
not
their
true.
mediocrity and point
I
out the one
disagree.
nigga that's correct.
It's
As
not
if
going to only
he's
be one person
wrong
that's
because he's
correct.
by himself.
It's
We
not
watched
always
that in
one.
practice.
It's not always one that's correct.
We
It's
not saying
always. It's
always.
not
We
always
just
just
watched it in
one that's
practice.
correct. No, I
We've watched it
disagree
in
with that.
practice. So what do you do in those
I
instances?
disagree with that. Just like
I
when
don't
the
know. You
teachers,
can't. Okay, you
just like
can't
when the
save everybody. I
teachers
don't know.
do, just like when the teachers do positive reinforcement. What you've learned about positive reinforcement in classroom, when you praise the kid who is doing well, then the other kids want to do well because they also want to be praised. That is what they teach teachers, different ways of how to redirect troubled students or students who are not engaging is by positive reinforcement from the student who is actually doing well. Once they see that student that's doing well, they want to get that attention because it's all about attention that they want to get. And they want to get that attention from the teacher as well. So they're going to do well as they're going to also do well because they want to have that all that positive. They want to receive praise. If they're not receiving that praise at home, it feels good to receive that praise in school because they're not getting it at home because all they want is that positive attention that they're not getting.
We had a teacher that was my favorite teacher that lived his life by the opposite of that. And I thought everybody loved him for that very same reason. His name was Mr. Townsend. He didn't reward you, he roasted you for doing dumb shit. Am I
Hey, look.
lying?
Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, look.
Hold on, answer the
Hey, look.
question. Did
Hey, look.
Mr. Townsend roast you for doing dumb shit?
Yes.
Did everybody like Mr. Townsend's class?
Yes. Also, Mr. Townsend would reward you for doing good shit. Mr. Townsend would say good shit about you if
I
you
don't
did good
remember
shit.
that. I honestly
Maybe
don't.
because you never did no good shit.
But I had good times in his class though, and I
What?
showed up because he was roasting motherfuckers, not because of those rewards.
Hey, look,
I
I
did
can't.
have a teacher that used to reward us too, play games. So both methodologies work, but this shit ain't no fucking monolith. That's it. That's it. That's all. We need to stop pointing out what we need to
But just
change
because no,
and
you
how
you
to
you were
change
sitting there specifically asking a specific question and received answers, and you said, "Well, that's not the right answer. No,
I
that's not the right
didn't.
answer. That's not the right answer. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Well, that's not the way." But you have to start with something. You can't just
The
throw
one
your
you just
hands up
said,
and say, "I forgot." It ain't gonna work.
the
You can't
one
just
you
throw your
just said
hands
is the
up.
only one that was indicative of what you're talking about right now that I disagree with. All of the other ones were just the problem. You just offered the first solution, and
We've
I
been talking
gave you
about
pushback.
being an example from the beginning.
That is what's
And
already happening. The people who are got it are examples, and they are not getting it.
well, if you see
No, the
if you see
people who
somebody
got
doing
it.
wrong, you point it out as yourself, individual. You start as an individual. You start from yourself, and if each person does that, then you can make a change. So if you see a kid that is doing wrong or talking back to their mother or stealing something, and you as an adult and in the right mind or whatever know right, then you can say something like, "That's not right, young man." XYZ, because you're a man as well, and you're gonna look at you and say, "Oh, you know what? Okay, well maybe I should," or maybe they won't, or maybe later on in life they'll remember that you came to them and said something. So if you know right, then go ahead and teach someone, and that may pass on to the next person and the next person. You have to
So
start with yourself.
why don't y'all think
One
we
nigga
know
teach
Cuddy
two
from The Wire?
niggas
That's
teach
what I'm
three
saying.
niggas.
Shit, y'all saying we
What?
already know. Why do y'all think we don't know Cuddy from The Wire? Like, what are y'all? Why are y'all explaining Cuddy from The Wire? Now, that positive
Because
reinforcement thing, that
everybody's
was a
not doing
specific
it.
answer. Now, that was an answer, a specific answer. But soapboxing Cuddy from The Wire, we all know that. That's the push.
But everyone's not doing it. You know
Huh?
it. You don't do it. Everybody's not doing
It
it.
don't happen. It ain't out
That's
here
what
happening.
everybody say they doing.
Everybody minding their
No.
own business,
Why
and they're
you?
taking their
Hey,
phones
look.
out
You believe
and they're
you believe our motherfuckers
recording
lie
it.
to you.
I believe you three saying y'all do it. I say I do it. And that's the only people I ask.
I don't do it to strangers.
I don't know what to tell you.
I do
Personally.
it to strangers. Do you do it to strangers, y'all?
No, I do it to children that I know. I
do
don't.
it to-
I think it's fruitless to do it to a stranger.
I correct anybody that transgress me.
Hey, look. Yeah, you do, and I've seen you in action. I've also seen you be demonstrative to Home Depot clerks, and I was like, "Wow, man, why? It's just so unnecessary."
Right. So
You remember that? You remember me saying that to you after a Home Depot?
I don't. I remember.
You know?
I remember you telling me something was unnecessary at a Home Depot, but I don't remember what happened.
You was wild on a Home Depot checkout lady.
I don't remember what happened.
I know you don't remember what
Hunter,
happened.
Hunter,
That's it. That's just it.
did she do something that deserved to be wild out of
No,
him?
not wild on. At the most, it was. Let me speak to your manager. At the most, that's all you gotta say.
Hey, look, and this is what's so crazy is y'all probably think this bitch did something. And the way he bringing this up, this had to be some inconsiderate shit. She probably didn't even do shit. She just probably wasn't the person she was supposed to be to me.
You were just ruder than I had appreciated.
Exactly. See, I knew it wasn't like she cussed me out or nothing.
She didn't cuss you out. No.
I didn't say good day or welcome to Home Depot. It was probably a teachable moment. Exactly what I can't be accused of not walking.
And in the moment when we were there experiencing it, I ain't say nothing to you. And then when we left out, I was like, man, Joe, you was wilding. Why you do that shit to the old girl? They weren't even necessary. I said the shit.
That's what I remember.
I wasn't trying to make a confrontation. I wasn't trying to front you off in front of the old girl. Actually, I didn't want to escalate the situation because she was kind of being an ass, but she wasn't being enough of an ass for your reaction.
Look though, this was so crazy. I could take it even a step further to tell you I remember this shit and I don't remember what happened. It's because you didn't even bring it up. I was still talking about it, and you was kind of like, "No, you was kind of being a dickhead."
Okay, that might have been what happened.
So she wasn't mean enough for you to
I don't.
She wasn't mean enough for you to want her to get cussed out.
Look,
but she wasn't nice enough for you to not mind her being cussed out.
Damn,
it's you could check a person enough.
Hey, I don't remember what happened.
And they're checked.
I just remember being in the car going, the nerve of this bitch. And this nigga, no, you was kind of.